Okay. That makes me happy. Let's move this here. Oh my goodness. Just checking, making sure everything's good to go. That seems to be working. Oh, that's working too. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working though. Could it be? We're gonna see right now. Oh, it is alive. Oh my gosh, this thing was messing with me. Okay. We know everything's live. Let's make sure I change some of these real quick. Oh, and it might sound a little bit low at first, but I'm let's just get ready. Let's get going. So just like the stream says, we are cooking up a lobster mac and cheese. Doing a lobster mac and cheese, pan-seared salmon. What else? Oh, and some roasted asparagus. Something a little bit simple, a little bit fun, tasty, delicious. Nothing too crazy. Oh, you guys ready? Well, I'm glad. I'm just kind of doing some last minute prep. I was really excited to get Kendi's lobster mac and cheese, so I hope. Sorry, Robert's all over the place. Bobby, as we like to call him. Hopefully she has fun watching this. Anyone has fun watching this, but we got things kind of set up. Got some things prepared over here just that we're gonna use, and then we'll go slowly over everything that we wanna do. So I think one of the first things we might want to do is just start prepping everything. The asparagus, the lobster, getting the ingredients, everything in just ready to go. So that way, as soon as we're ready to cook, it's good to go. So let's see. I want to start with asparagus. I'm going to give these a quick wash real quick. Just rinse off and then, yeah, sorry, asparagus. But I want to rinse these off real quick and get these at least ready to season and cut up. Nita, if this was for you, I wouldn't be making you asparagus. We'd leave the asparagus out. Okay, let's head down here. Look at this nice knife. This was received at the same time as this. Okay, we have that. I want something for our discards. How's everyone's week been so far? I feel like, for me, it felt like a pretty short week. I don't know. Not too bad. Crazy stuff down south, unfortunately. That stuff's nuts. But other than that, hopefully everyone else had a good week. I've been craving this mac and cheese, this lobster mac and cheese all week. I couldn't help it, but thinking to myself how tasty it would be. So I actually picked up the lobster yesterday. Got the lobster and the salmon yesterday because we're doing a pan-seared salmon as well. Actually, I went to Costco because Costco typically has a good deal on lobster. You'll see the lobster in a minute. But we did a little lobster pregame yesterday, a little salmon pregame. We did just a grilled salmon, grilled lobster, some simple veggies, just to use some of it up for like New Year's Eve all over again. All right, these won't be too bad. They'll fit on here just nice. We'll season up a little salt, pepper, maybe some chili flakes, a little paprika, but we can move that off to the side. Actually, I'm gonna get a little drink going while something a little tasty. Oh, my hands were a little wet and I put this in the freezer. This is like a pewter mug. Literally. Those things like super frozen, stuck to my hand. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted there. But yeah, I just a little bit of soda and vermouth. Usually, I have a little bit of like a wine that we cook in, but we're not doing that this time. We're leaving the wine out of the meal. So, leaving the wine out. We're gonna have a little mixed drink, nothing crazy. Just some vermouth and club soda. Oh, I didn't realize that was. And then we'll get back to doing everything the way we should be doing it. I had this last weekend and I thought it was pretty tasty. Making pizzas and it came out good. I can't remember though if it was a lemon zest that was used or a lemon peel. So I'm just going to use 4 ounces club soda or Topo Chico, a little extra. Then we're going to use a little bit of vermouth. Sorry, I'm a little away from everything. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate that. We are going to be cooking up some tasty bits. And then we're going to, maybe the lemon peel probably should have went in first, I think. Okay. Oh, maybe the lemon peel is better if you do it along the side. I'm not a bartender, I don't know these things.
Twist the lemon peel.
Twist it?
Yeah.
And
then drop it in.
twist it? And drop it in. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That tastes so good. Okay, let's keep going. We have so much fun cheese too. Look, for the mac and cheese, I just want to show you guys real quick. Nice sharp cheddar. This is a British Organic Dairy. This is their Cheesemaker's Reserve. Of course, a Gruyère. Gotta have Gruyère. And then leftover parm. We still haven't finished this nice little amount of parm here. So we're gonna start doing a little bit of grating. Get the parm. Oh, that smells good. That parm is tasty smelling. And I put the ingredients in well, YouTube will have it. YouTube will have all the ingredients, your grocery shopping list, if you want to mimic this. Okay, let's do this again. We're gonna grab another dish. All right. Oh, and we need something to grate. This will work. So we're actually going to grate all this together. We're going to grate a lot of this. Because it's mac and cheese, we want this to be nice and cheesy. Mac and cheesy. Doesn't that one camera look like it's super close to my face? Yeah. Give me a second here. Where are you going, Bobby? Yeah. Broccolini would be a good sub. I'll remember that next time. Just asparagus was such a good deal. I said, why not? Why the heck not? Is that better? 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 Best. Okay. Look, that camera was... Bobby was just way up in my business. Okay. What did I do with... We're going to use this again for the asparagus. I'm going to top this on top of the asparagus, so we'll get that going on there. I think I'll just grate it on after it bakes. But we're going to keep this at room temperature. We're going to get this sharp cheddar. Cheddarin. I'm going to get cheddar. Well, you guys can all smell this. Man, this cheddar's nice and smelly. Well, not like in a bad sense, but like a cheddar sense. Sorry, always has stuff in not the most opportune areas. A little bit of moisture on the cheese. My hands are all oily now. Okay, we're gonna shed some of this. Oh my gosh, I still can't speak. We're gonna grate or shred and cut the ends off. That side's fine. The stinkiest cheese. Ooh, funny story. Thea, what was that cheese that we had? What was it? A triple cream?
Which one?
The raccoons?
Oh, it was Epoisse.
Epoisse. And it was a double cream, triple cream.
It's
A brie essentially, aged.
it's a wash rind.
Okay, wash rind. Anyways, that cheese. So we had a little bit before camping. So we did before we left on our little camping adventure. We stopped at a brewery, had some cheese, some crackers, just some appetizers, just to get us pumped up before we go camping. I mean, luckily it wasn't so busy, because I think we would have a lot of people would have probably just left or asked us to leave. But oh my gosh, it was stinky. So the funny thing is about it is we went camping, right? Went camping, getting all of our stuff out, tent, all that. And there's just packs of raccoons. There must have been 6 of them climbing all over the car, trying to get to this cheese because you can smell this cheese. It smelled not foul, but it smelled pungent. Pungent's the best way to put it. Whew. But super good. You break into it and it's like, it's gooey, which is nice. It kind of melts a bit. Look at, you can see this, just a cheesecloth. So you can wrap your cheese in it. It's just wax, a wax cloth. Okay, and we're gonna go heavy on the Gruyere, just FYI. Going thick with the Gruyere. That smells too. But a different smell. You know what? I'm so silly. I didn't even try this. I haven't tried the sharp cheddar yet. Ooh. It's sharp, but like not tangy, not zesty. It's kind of mild for a sharp cheese. All right. I'm just cutting the rind off here. Like, I use this knife for everything when we cook. There's a great place where we got it, Bernal Cutlery. When you buy a knife from them, they're in San Francisco. I think there's one in Oakland. Oh no, maybe not in Oakland anymore. But when you buy a knife from them, you get a free sharpening as well. Let's try this Gruyere. This is going to be such a great mac and cheese. Not to mention the lobster that's going to be in it. Woo! I'm telling you. I need to up my my stream notification stuff. So I can hear when people pop on in. Look at this mountain of cheese that's happening real quick. And we're gonna go hard with the Gruyere. Take your lactate. Cool. That's nice. We got that. We'll set that off to the side. Look, I got this. This is a pretty cool cup. I got this at the Ren Fair 3 years ago. There's that lemon peel in it. It's so tasty. It's hard that I want to do more than just sip that. Okay. Woo! This can go back in the fridge. It gets kind of soft, kind of quick, so I don't want to let that sit out too long. All right, and we're also going to get some of our garnish going too. We'll get our garnish set up. You know, the craziest thing is when I go to Costco. Oh, you want to know why some cheddar is white and some is yellow? So I learned this. I don't know if you know this, but Thea is kind of a cheese expert, so she kind of taught me this. Take a look at your cheese, any cheddar. The reason why it's yellow or has a yellow color is because they add something called annatto to it. Is that correct, Thea?
Yep.
Annatto. So it's, what is it? Is it
It's a seed.
a seed? Annatto seed. And so it has that color, which um, would you say it imparts any type of flavor to the cheese at all?
No flavor whatsoever.
Yeah, no flavor. I, 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 I don't know why that has become a thing, but it's kind of interesting. Do you know the reason why, Thea, people
That's
start doing
what I
that?
heard was that so what when you know how some cheese is white, kind of white, and some is more yellow.
Uh huh.
The more yellowy one, natural yellow, is because it has higher butter fat on it.
Uh huh.
And so they said that like they would skim the butter fat and sell the butter fat, but then try to sell the milk or make cheese with it. And so if you add color, it doesn't show any difference in color. Or like
Okay, so that makes sense. So I don't know if anyone was able to hear that, but it sounds like the reason why that was done. This is going to be
story, it's a myth.
yeah.
I don't know if it's,
This is just not confirmed yet. But the reason why they started doing that and adding annatto seed was because it was a way to skim the butter, the fats, out of the cheese and sell that separately without people knowing. But I can also see that with annatto, you can probably, instead of a white cheddar, where you probably wouldn't see mold as easily, that's probably a good indicator as to like, oh, there's mold growing on this.
also, John,
Yeah?
just for like consistency throughout the year. So like in the when there's more like it change the milk content will change throughout the year. So in summer it might be more yellow, in winter more
Oh,
white.
yeah, that's
So
right.
for
So,
customers to like have a consistent color without questioning.
yeah, consistent color. So, cows eat grass, and grass changes color throughout the year. Sometimes it's drier, sometimes it's wetter, right? And that's one of those things that if you add the natto seed, sounds like it can give it a consistent color. So your cheese isn't continuously changing color by the type of color of milk. Really cool. Thank you, Thea. We all appreciate that little lesson. You'll next time you'll have to get a little bit closer so that way everyone can hear you.
Okay, I can do that for cheese.
For cheese, yeah, cheese talk. This is the perfect episode for cheese talk.
Yeah, and if I get a vermouth and soda later, then yeah.
A vermouth and soda. Okay, let's get you vermouth and soda. Okay. And also, just so everyone's aware, yes, I'm streaming on TikTok. I'm streaming on Twitch, and YouTube. So I am jumping across. So comments, I see you guys over on TikTok. I see the comments coming in from Twitch. Also, I'm doing my best to respond to everyone. So awesome again. Thank you. Kendall says thank you. Okay, what else do we need to get set up here? How about we prep some of our garlic? You guys know my favorite tool. I always talk about how I was so against using a garlic press. I always just cut it by hand, but I don't know. I love it now. It's amazing. So fun. Like, it's funny to me that I used to dislike it so much, and now I'm all about it. All right. Also, we got just some pre-peeled garlic. If you do that, just go through it. You'll see some will be in good condition, some will not. What makes it good and what makes it not so good is, hi Melitha. We'll make it so that, I don't know, you can kind of see some of them almost look like it's bruised, or they're a little bit too translucent and it doesn't quite have that snap to it. And that's what you kind of get if you're getting pre-peeled garlic, and that's okay. But the other thing that's nice to do is just cut off this little edge piece here. Wow, everyone's showing up. I love it. I should give you a mic, Thea, so that way you can provide some commentary. Oh, that's right. some of you don't know, but Reggie had knee surgery. He had a luxating patella. So he's on recovery, but little guy, I'm telling you what, thank you, Melissa, for the, yeah, check out, you guys might like to see this. Little guy is acting like he isn't even injured. He's having so much fun. He's, not so much fun. He's recovering really well, but he's I don't know. He's a trooper. He's so good. Okay. Man, I'm trying to refocus my thoughts here. Get distracted. I mean, we have the sweetest pets. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen my setup. It's so fun. And then this camera will just follow me everywhere we go because it's well, hold on. Let's see. I made Bob stop earlier. But Bobby will follow us around the kitchen however we want. Bobby, our cameraman. Yeah. Works for free. He works for the shout-outs. Okay. That might be enough garlic. I am notoriously known for adding a boatload of garlic into anything we make. Again, just setting some stuff up. I actually probably want to start boiling water, but we're taking it easy tonight. Typically, I like to get these done within a small amount of time. A short amount of time. Finish by 6:30 at the latest. 6 is kind of nice, but we'll keep going. You guys will have to remind me sometimes. I'll just forget. I haven't been looking at my recipe, by the way, so this is probably one of those scenarios where I should take a break and take a look at my recipe. But we're not done. We're taking a look at a little bit of everything that we got here. Oh, dill. Dill. We're going to use this as a garnish for the salmon. That's tasty. But, okay. I think we can move on to prepping the seafood. This is kind of the fun part. I think some people like this. You guys ready? Hold on, we're going to do a little bit of a reveal here. Lobster tails. And Melita, there's going to be plenty of leftovers, so never forget the garlic dank. So I hope I can drop some of this off later. Drop some by. Okay, we're not using the whole lobster, by the way. We are just using the tails, and I'm going to show you an easy way to get the meat out. I'm just using some scissors. And you know what, when I was a fishmonger, this is what we would do to kind of present them. Also, let me move my drink because I do not want bits of shells getting my removed. Okay, so we cut the top, right? We already cut the top here. Whew. We cut the top. Now what I like to do is I'll just, in my hands, give it a little crunch. We're just splitting the shell a little bit more. And then we open it up. And this is actually how I grill it. Check this out. You pull this up. All your meat will sit right there on top of your lobster. So this is how I grill it. You can typically serve it this way. Just be mindful if you do crack that shell that you're not eating any of the shells either. But for us, we're just pulling the meat right out. We just want the lobster meat. Because we're going to end up cooking this and then mixing this in. Probably when we mix in our cheese, but we're going to cook it first. Do some seasoning, something tasty. Not too sure what yet. You could do the traditional salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of paprika, because that's what I planned on putting inside the mac and cheese anyways. You know who makes a really good mac and cheese? My sister. Neetha, I've had your mac and cheese before, the one you do in the crock pot. So good. I've tried to mimic it before, but I don't know. I don't know if I did it long enough or if I was supposed to cook it first beforehand. But as typical, sometimes I just like to try to do things myself without asking how to do it. Oh, you know what? There's some good meat here still, so let's try to pull this out. Sorry, this might be a little bit graphic for some. Okay. And what do we have here? We have 6 of these. So the mac and cheese is going to have a decent amount of lobster in it. It's a tough shell. We'll just scoop this out. And this will be nice too, because once it's flayed out like this, I'll cut it down and then just do chunks. Yeah, and a good pair of kitchen shears will cut through the shell no problem. A while ago, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, we did lobster ravioli, but we just did lobster claws, and we made some homemade ravioli. That was really good. You remember that, Thea?
Yep. I thought it was crab, but it was
No, it was lobster claws.
okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Also, just want to give everyone a thank you for hopping on, taking a look, watching what's going down here. This is very fun for me. I like, I've said in the past, Sunday, doing this Sunday cooking, it's kind of like hanging out and, you know, right before the beginning of the week, just kind of a moment for me to wind down and hang out and chat with people, and yeah. You made mac and cheese on Tuesday? Okay. Oh, look at that. That came out nice. Just regular mac and cheese or with salt? Sorry, I'm trying to read that from here. Swordfish? Oh, have I made swordfish for you before? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. Swordfish. We did do swordfish at one point, right? Okay, what I want to do is I'm just gonna rinse these off just so that way there's no shells on these. I don't want to hit any shells on these here, or have anyone bite into shells. It's a quick little rinse. Yep, a couple pieces of shell there. I just want to wipe down the table. Don't want any more of those shell pieces in here. Okay. Yeah, swordfish is interesting. It's not my favorite. I think texture-wise, I mean, because it's a little bit firmer. I Most people say it's like, you know, the steak of seafood. And a fish, I guess I would say like I kind of agree with that, but to me, like you can get a pretty good texture going with like pork, something like that. Oh, red snapper, so tasty. Yeah, um, we did some red snapper raviolis one time, and that was super tasty. Okay, so here's what I'm doing with these. I'm just gonna do small little chunks. I split them in half. We're gonna do little chunks kind of along the ribs where it was at. And these will provide nice texture bits, good lobster flavor into the mac and cheese. And this is fine, you can eat this, but it might not be the best presentation. Just saying. When it cooks up, it'll change more of a red color. So just taking that where we split it, splitting it down once more, and then we're cutting into little, I'll say like 1/2 inch cubes. 1/2 inch, 3/4. Oh, sweet baby Kendall. She was just still in your stomach. What a sweetheart. She's gotten so tall. Her and King are both really tall. It's amazing how tall they are. There's another fish that's it's not cod, not ling cod, but it's got a texture that's very similar to lobster. The meat on it, at least. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Is it black cod?
Nope, it's not a cod at all. I'm trying to remember. Some people call it the poor man's lobster, and I actually really like the texture of it. I don't mind it at all. But it does have a different taste to it. It does not taste like lobster. Monkfish. There we go. Okay. Our water's starting to boil. That's perfect. No, it's not. It's simmering. But I did have it at a medium-low heat. I figured we'd take our time here. Oh, let me show you what we got here. I didn't realize I didn't have any elbows, so I got these. They're don't ask me to pronounce it correctly, please, because I have no clue how. But it's conchigli. But they're kind of elbowish. All right, look at this. I don't know if maybe it's kind of cool, but that's what we're using. Yeah. Okie dokie. I'm hoping you guys can hear well even. Oh, yeah. I forgot I have the mic on my lapel mic on. You can probably hear all the water splashing around too. Splashing around. Yeah. Hold on. I wish I could hear you try to pronounce this. Conchigli. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Let's take the lobster bits. We're going to put them back in the fridge. Keep them nice and cold. That's prepped. we're not going to season them actually until we get close to. You pronounce it correctly? Yeah. Okay. I believe that. Not until we do the the macaroni is ready to go. So we're going to make the cheese sauce. We're going to boil the pasta. What I might do is we might season up the asparagus first. I have a couple different towels for drying, wiping down, and whatnot. And sometimes I gotta remember which ones I'm using. Okie dokie. We're gonna take our cutting boards, knives, give these a little bit of a wash. You know, I was Serve Safe certified at one point. Working in a kitchen at one point. You know, I still gotta do a pizza stream one of these days. I have a wireless setup that we can take out into the backyard. We have that pizza oven. That'll be fun. The last time we made pizza, we did a gluten-free crust and just regular crust. What we did was we actually bought the crusts from the dough from Trader Joe's. I think those are well known across the states. Trader Joe's, and they have actually have pretty good dough that seems to do really well. Doesn't well when we're making the pizza, anyways, in this pizza oven, they're like Neapolitan style pizza, so they're a little bit more of like a flatter, thin crust pizza. And I guess if I was going to make a thick crust pizza, I would just do that in the oven probably. Okay. Clean knife, hand drying towel. Our asparagus. What are we doing with the asparagus? All right. Here's what we're doing. We're doing some olive oil. Okay, just slather that sucker on there. We're doing pepper with our pepper mill. Which do I enjoy more, being a fishmonger or butcher? You know, so for those who don't know, I was both a butcher and a fishmonger. A little bit different about being a butcher where I worked was the departments were separate, right? So you go to a lot of grocery stores, your Albertsons, your Kroger's, maybe your HEBs. I think for the most part, they're combined into one department. Well, when I worked for Whole Foods, they were separate. So I always had, you had your butcher counter and you had your seafood counter. Typically they're separate. I think nowadays they're kind of commingled a bit, still different departments altogether. But I had the opportunity to study and become a butcher. Went through an apprentice program, pretty cool. I would say it's not like your old school butcher. These programs are more considered, they show you how to, you break down a lamb, you break down primals, sub-primals, but it's never like a full cal. And that's how a lot of places are. Like even you go to Costco, their department, they get these big cases, and they typically have the whole rib on there, and you'll cut them up, you'll slice and dice them. And then the seafood counters were different too. So, you know, what was fun about that was I actually got to, we'd get halibut in, or we'd get a whole tuna, and we'd break the whole tuna down. When I say break it down, it means like cut it up, and you'd get to do a few different things with it. So, you know, you take it, you skin it, debone it, and that whole process was pretty fun. And it's hard to say which one I liked more, but I think I liked being a butcher and working with meat kind of on the regular. But the holidays, I much rather worked in the seafood department or working as a fishmonger, because you would crack crabs, although I'd come home smelling like seafood. Cracking the crabs, you know, being able to take down consistently large halibut, you'd order it in. So I also got to order in fish, and I got to be the person who, like, you know, put in the order for whatever. I get the clams, the oysters and stuff. But it was just a variety of different things that we got to do as a seafood fishmonger. So, you know, again, it kind of loose terms that we used at the time. They get very specific in what a butcher and a fishmonger does. But it was incredible. I had so much fun as a fishmonger during the holiday season, because it was always like, you know, we're cracking crabs. That's we're filleting halibut. Sometimes we'd get in massive tuna. When I say massive, you know, we're talking like 80 pounds, which is huge, but not like the crazy stuff that you know you fly to Japan or whatever for. And then shucking oysters, that was always kind of, all this was tedious, but for me it was kind of fun. I've always enjoyed working with my hands. The only thing I didn't like was shelling shrimp. I mean, every single day I'd get customers like, hey, can I get 5 pounds of shrimp, and I want it shelled and deveined. Tough. And you know, in seafood counters, sometimes it's just you, maybe one other person, but you have a line and you're having to get this thing done. You're like, hey, sorry, I'll be right with you. Let me know what you need, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I don't know. I would say I liked them both equally, but I think being a fishmonger was much more rewarding. That was really, really fun for me. Okay, our water's boiling. What I wanted to do for the asparagus is we're going to throw some red chili flakes on here. Just a little bit. Because we're seasoning that, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. How you doing?
Good.
Do you want a vermouth and soda?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, he's not happy. Reggie's not a little happy boy right now. Okay. Let me get you some vermouth and soda.
Are you having one?
I've been sipping on one.
I mean, sure. Why not?
We have our lemon peel, right? Lemon peel goes in. We squeeze, twist. We do
You can also line the rim with it. So it looks like
4 ounces of our Topo Chico. 2 ounces of our vermouth. And you know what? I'm going to show you guys the label, just kind of like how we do with the wine. I don't know anything about mixed drinks. I don't know anything about alcohol, but this is pretty cool. This is Volume Primo. Is a vermouth with a serious Mediterranean vibe. relatively low in alcohol for what you're drinking. Yep. Just adding some ice into that. And then Thea, you have, Bobby's gonna follow me around, so I want to set this right here. You better be careful that I don't drink it. Yeah, we're back here, right? Smells good, right? It's kind of earthy, aromatic. Yeah. I don't know what I'm picking up on there, like some slight like licorice, elderberry. I'm not sure, but it's like it's kind of got like that.
Nice lemon peel too.
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of a little bit is like the aperitifs, the like what is that called? The like the Verna, the Amaros, yeah.
I think it's like different but similar flavor. It has some similarities.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd be willing to try some other recipes with it, but I think I want to try some more Amaros again. Amaros are pretty tasty. Melita, let me know if you want one of these. I'll make you a vermouth and soda. Okay, we got mix it up. I just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, chili flakes, and the chili flakes won't make this like it can be spicy, but it's not going to make it hot. The spice really will just kind of open up a little bit more flavor with asparagus. Look, it's 4:30, almost. Not bad. Yeah, Kendall, I hope that answered your question. I know it was kind of a roundabout way of saying I like both, but just for context, that's, you know, I did enjoy both, and it was fun, but I hope you kind of got the answer you were looking for. All right. So when we're ready, we're going to throw this into the oven. We got the little oven here in the back. So that's there. I think we need 3 cups of milk. We use whole milk. I need some flour. Perfect, 3 flours. We're going to make a little bit of a slurry with butter. So actually, maybe I should work on that now. Oh, that burnt on the back. I don't know what I did. All right, and we're gonna do our pan-seared salmon. Let's season the salmon. I think I'd like to season the salmon. That'll be fun, right? Let that flavor, give it a chance for that flavor to kind of set in. Okay, before I start touching everything. Salt. Pepper. A little bit of garlic. Okay. And a New Mexico red chili powder. Chili powder is not going to be too hot, but this is just for our little bit of flavor. So we're going to leave the skin on. The skin will get real nice and crispy. Okay, start use our wet hand. Okay. We have a lot of garlic in this. Okay. And I no longer have any dry hands, so. Wash real quick. A little bit of salt. That was pepper, sorry. A little bit of red chili powder. I'm over here steaming out all my water, so I'm going to add more to it real quick. Okay, and we flip. Oh. We didn't do the salt. There we go. Okay. And we don't need to put any oil on this side. I want to spread the garlic out a little bit. Little chunks here and there. I have to say, as a child growing up, wasn't a big fan of salmon, any kind of fish. I mean, I think, you know, my dad, for me, we'd go fishing a couple times. We had trout, but they do like battered and fried trout, and that wasn't too bad. I just wasn't all about it. But now as an adult, I like seafood. I'll eat crab, lobster, shrimp, the shrimps, sushi. Who doesn't love sashimi? Okay. Perfect. We're gonna let this sit a little bit. We're gonna let it sit out. And take this. We'll take that, throw that on there. I'm trying to think if this is going to be too small for our cheese sauce. So we are making that into a cheese sauce. I washed it because I thought maybe we'd use this, but I think we might have a lot more lobster mac and cheese than I realize. So, okay, this is where I want to make sure I'm doing everything I said I was going to do. I'm going to take a look at our ingredients, see where we're at, how we're going to move on. Let's see. Notes. Oh, I have notes for a ginger mule. Moscow mule. Do. Okay. Garlic and lemon. Do. Do. Just looking. Let's see. Yeah. Panko breadcrumbs, melted butter, Gruyère, Parm. Oh, that called for 2 cups of cheddar for the amount we're doing. We need more. Okay. So we didn't put that cheddar out, thankfully. So we grated about a cup earlier, so we need a little bit more, just a little bit more. Let's hop on over to the cheese scene. Ooh. Okay. Shredded volume-wise, it's gonna look like more, but I think that's about good right there. But we want it to be creamy. We want it to be cheesy. What we don't want it to be is runny. So we're gonna make a little bit of a slurry, and you use some all-purpose flour. I'm just using some bread flour here. This will be fine. We'll do 2 tablespoons, I guess. Oh, is this it? Oh, teaspoon. You'd think by now I'd get like some of this stuff ready before we stream, but it's more fun this way. Where did these go? I'm just amazed sometimes where these things just disappear. Okay, we'll make do with approximations. The tablespoon.
I used it this morning to mix in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay, well then it's clean, because I ran it earlier. That's about right. And that's just going to help us thicken it up a bit. Thicken up the mac and cheese. We'll be fine. All right. Let's take a look a little bit more at what else I got going on. Yeah, it's about time to do the conchigli. Use your correct amount of pasta. I don't know. We're doing an amount of pasta. And then in our cheese vessel, here, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter. All right, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt that a bit. Get it melted. And grab a whisk. Look, I actually got this whisk as a gift. Very thoughtful gift. How are we doing with this camera placement? I think that's okay, right? That should do good. We don't want to burn the butter, so we're just going to do it low. Low heat. Get the butter to melt. And once the butter melts, we're going to add the flour to it. Oh, I was going to say, why is this? I forgot that I put the pasta in there. We'll put the cheese. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to think this through as we go. But we're going to melt the butter. We'll add the flour. Excuse me. We'll add the flour. We'll do the milk. Then we'll stir in the cheese sauce. And then we'll kind of mix that a little bit just so that way it thickens a bit. And hopefully by that time the pasta will be done. And we can mix that together. Then we'll also start kind of working on multiple things. Get the oven going. Then we'll start mix. We have these fun dishes that we're going to put some stuff in. So any leftovers, we'll have some we can freeze and then have some another night. It's kind of like meal prep, you know? It's always kind of fun. Okay, look at this. That's probably gonna cook quick, honestly. And I'm okay with that. We're just gonna be done faster than we've been done before. What do you guys think about like a kebab, doing some kebabs or maybe some duck? I want to do some duck. I don't know if I want to do like a duck breast, a full duck, maybe duck legs. Oh, that's why. Okay, we're going to stir this in, almost like a roux almost. All right, let's get our milk out. I am lactose intolerant, but this stuff is so good. There's usually like a cream top, but I'm gonna shake it up a bit so that way that the fat kind of mixes in with everything else. This is Strauss, by the way. Strauss Family Farms. Should we give it a little taste? Should I risk it for the biscuit? Give it a little. See if I like milk. Okay, we're gonna try a little bit of milk. It's been a while. That's good. That's okay. That is okay milk. A little bit of the fat solids in there, little fat chunks. Let's do. Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys this, but you're gonna be like, "Oh, that milk's bad." This is the kind of milk where you will get fat chunks in it. It's not bad. It just you get fat chunks. You'll see it right now. You'll see it. I don't want you guys to worry for me, but it has fat. You probably saw that chunk right there. Okay, that was 1 cup. I mean, that was 2 cups. 3rd cup. And then there's some for coffee for Thea tomorrow. Okay, we're going to whisk this in so that flour and butter gets incorporated really well. We don't want to separate the butter though. Butter from the milk. So we're not going to go crazy. I'm not out here making butter. Oof. I can taste the milk. Have a little bit of water real quick. Okay. This will warm up, and then we'll add our cheese in. I'm going to put the milk in the fridge. That was a good little experiment to see if I like that again. And we only want the pasta al dente. So we're gonna bake this as well. Oh, I forgot to add salt in here. It might be a little too late. Might be a little too late. It's not completely soft yet. Hopefully we can save it. What else do we got going on? So lobster, we're going to cook here in a minute. We're going to cook that up in some butter. The remainder of the garlic. We'll add a little bit of the smoked paprika. What else? Wow, this is going to be an easy one today. I'm surprised. That means people in the household get to eat at a decent time today on a Sunday? What in the world? that back. I wonder if I should have added more. It's not quite thickening up. It may thicken up here in a little bit. We'll get some more going. Probably add some more baking flour. Oh, 3 tablespoons. I think that's kind of 3. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, this is going in the right direction. We'll just need to let that go. I'm going to put up a little bit higher. I just don't want to, I don't know, curdle the milk, heat it up too quick. Okay. Pasta's al dente, or just a little under. Remember, it's going to also bake. Just going to strain. Beautiful. Adding that cheese in. Still real milky, right? I gotta think about what I'm doing here. I'm just overthinking it, and maybe it's just not hot enough. Maybe I poured the milk in too soon. Definitely doesn't feel like enough cheese in here, though. You know what I say? I say we add some more Gruyere. Let's let that go. We're gonna add some more Gruyere, guys. I could have saved a little bit of the pasta water too, but I didn't think about that because you know how it goes. Okay. Tons of Gruyere. I'm telling you, this is no bueno for someone who's lactose intolerant. tough. Hi, EJ. Lobster mac and cheese. Lobster mac and cheese. We're doing a salmon as well, and some asparagus. Kendall last week said she wanted some lobster mac and cheese, so we decided that that's what the stream was going to be today. Yeah. Yeah, super tasty. You can come on over if you want. There should be enough. Maybe not enough salmon, but I'll share mine with you guys. But lobster mac and cheese, there should be plenty. Okay. I'm decided that we're going to make a little bit more, we're going to a little bit more soda, baking powder, flour. Oh my goodness. It is still heating up. But we should be okay. Oh, maybe it's thickening up already. All right, we're gonna cut some more butter. Oh, you guys can't see what's going on over there. So I said slurry earlier. This is kind of what a slurry is. It's just this liquid form of flour, and I used a little bit more milk, but like it'll be thick. It's like pancake batter. That way it doesn't clump when you're putting it in. So it's like you put just plain. Oh my gosh, I must be getting old or having some sort of brain moments. But anytime you use the flour and just dump it straight in, it'll clump. So it's best to do it with like a cold liquid, and then mix it up, then add it in. Let's turn this on. We're gonna let the butter melt a bit, and then we're getting ready to pull out our lobster. It's thickening up a bit. This is good. This is what we want to have happen, is it to thicken up. All right, time to bring out the lobster. The lobster. Okay. Enough playing with our food. Yeah, I like this. It's thickening up. Ooh, tasty. All right. So yeah, what are we thinking for next week? I'm trying to think. I have some ideas. Like I said earlier, I wanted to do maybe something with duck. But I'd be willing to try anything really. Pupusas sound like they could be fun. Never made those before. I don't know if that's a long process, but we have like this Tailuda press. It's pretty cool. Make Tailudas. I think this is going to thicken up just nicely. I was getting worried. Let's lower that. All right, we're going to add in our lobster. Time to cook. Time to get that lobster going. One little straggler. There we go. Okay, a little bit of salt on the lobster. A little bit of pepper. We're going to throw the rest of our garlic in. That'll mix in there. And paprika. Oh, I can get this on before everything cooks. There we go. An Old Bay seasoning would probably be good on this too. Okay, we have a little bit of this over the top. What I do is I just do that. All right, let's mix this. It's on a little bit of low heat since we're kind of doing multiple things at once right now. Cooking this in the butter. Lobster, mac, and cheese. We're making some more moves here. I think my proportions were off. I think they were way off. Nothing like some good Parmesan Reggiano. Okay, a little mix this around a bit. You'll see like it's turning white. So from this translucent color, it'll go into this like more white color as it cooks. The garlic's mixing in, buttery. Tasty bits. Oh, Kendall, we made something similar, a cottage pie. Desserts, soup and sandwich. I like those ideas. But we made a cottage pie. Actually, shepherd's pie or cottage pie? Cottage pie. Maybe a month or two ago. I can't remember. It's in there. It's labeled as something. But we did make one, and it came out pretty good. We have maybe 1 or 2 left in the freezer. If you give me a second, if you give me just 1 second, I'm going to pull it out so you guys can see. So I'm going to show you what we do. So here it is. Freezer made meal. We made this. It's a beef. We diced our own beef, mixed in some of our vegetables, and there's Parmesan cheese over it. Oh, there's a layer of mashed potatoes and then Parmesan cheese. And so what we do is we just take this and we just pop it in the oven when we're ready to go. And I promise you, this thing tastes amazing. But yeah, it's just one of those meals that's easy to go for us when we don't feel like cooking, and that's what's going to happen with the mac and cheese. Is we'll have a little bit of this ready to go for a later date. Okay, let's go back over here. I really want this to thicken up a little bit more. Not be so creamy or watery, I guess. So I'm thinking about adding more of our slurry. And every time I do this, I'm adding a little bit more milk, so that could be an issue. But we're just the smallest amount. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go, there we go. We almost got into some danger there. A little danger zone. Okay, and our lobster is about done cooked. Actually, it's done. So we'll stop that. We'll turn the heat off. delicious. Okay. And it's a little buttery over there. But I would like to do a tiramisu. I think that would be fun. Maybe even do a dessert for one of these streams. Oh, this is feeling nice and thick now. Okay. I'm just going to drain a little bit of this. Being careful not to drain too much. Oh, this is starting to look more like a cheese sauce. I'm going to continue to whisk a little bit. Just make sure there's no clumps in there. I'm worried that it's going to give you a little too watery if I add this buttery lobster juice in. Okay. Let's break up our lobster bits. See if we can do, oh, you know what? To make this easier on ourselves, we're going to bring out the big boy. Would you look at that? Give it a good little premix. All right. Our whole thing here is moving along. I'm pulling this out for the salmon. We're gonna cook the salmon on that. We just washed a few things ahead of time just to pre-prep, I guess. Oh, I need this. Ready? Sorry for my commentary. My noise making. Ooh. Creamy. I want to mix this really well because you can see there's large openings in that, in those noodles. So just try to get as much in those noodles as possible. So when you go take a bite of this, it's just nudo centro. Look at this. This is, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, we need to try a little bit because if we don't, what's the point? Guys, holy moly.
Smells so good.
So good. Donut. Kendall, we should make mini donuts. I like the beef Wellington. That would be fun. Wait, what's that? Say it again.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
Even Lemon is going up.
Is it going up? You wanna give it a little taster?
Yeah, quick, because I left veggies.
Melita's watching. I told her that we'd bring her some.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Thank you.
Hi, Lila. Hi, Lila Bear. Good or what? That Gruyere comes out. The sharpness. I was saying that the sharpness on that cheddar is not too sharp. Or it's sharp, but it's not like, doesn't have that bite. Okay.
I like these shells, John.
Yeah, the shells are great, right?
Because it captures, like the lobster goes inside the shells.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Sorry, baby boy. Not the peppers.
Okay. Okay, we got a few things we're gonna do here, guys. We're not done. We are far from done here. We didn't use these. That's going away. Lila, does this smell so good to you? She says, yeah, give me that right now. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just plating up some extras. Future meals, whatnot. You guys already know how we do it. If we're gonna spend a night like this doing some extra cooking, make a little bit extra so we have some for some future days. Okay, our kitchen's starting to look like we need a dishwasher in here or something. We're gonna set the oven to 375 and timer to, Okay, we're gonna do 30 minutes because I know I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be a little late on coming to the party here. Most important thing is we just preheat it. I don't know where we're at with camera angles. Okay, so I'm gonna. I'm going to finish my thoughts and sentences. First of all, I'm going to do a few things here. Wrap up some cheese, put some stuff away. And then our meal's going to come together quite nicely, actually. Nice and quick, to be honest. Okay, let's go back over here. What do we got going on here? A couple different things. First of all, butter. We need butter for this, need butter for that. We're gonna heat up some butter, some panko breadcrumbs. We're gonna sprinkle that over the top of some of the mac and cheese. There. Great. Okay. Consolidate some dishes here. Wash this. A little bit of olive oil in this pan. Let's get that nice and warm. Lower the heat down. Okay, this is where the panko breading comes into play. So we're actually going to toast panko bread and crumb in butter. We're going to mix this around. This is going to go over the top. Typically with an elbow, it's so much smaller that it would cover it a little bit better, but these conchiglionis will really kind of, it's going to look a little bit weird, but with this little bit of crunch, this would be perfect for a topping. So the breadcrumbs have already been absorbed butter-wise. They have already done the absorbing. We're just toasting a little bit. Lower the heat down on this. Remember our sand we set off to the side? Skin side down. Three, 4 minutes. Let it do it. Let it do its thing. We're toasting over here. Asparagus goes in. I'm going to swap over just so you guys can see this real quick. So like I said, a little bit different, but I'm just going to put a little bit of breadcrumbs over the top. Okay. We're doing 3 of these because 3 of these we're cooking off tonight. And then one more for my sister-in-law. Don't know what that noise was. Okay, and that's just, we're just gonna throw that in the oven. Just give it a little toast. Okay. This is where you guys start to see me rush a little bit. So everything starts to happen quick. Swap you guys over real quick. All I'm doing here is it's just going to be our garnish. A little bit of garnish, that's it. Dill's nice, tasty, very aromatic. You can eat it, it's fine. It smells so good. Boom, done. We rinsed these earlier, but there was something I wanted to do, so I got to pull this asparagus out real quick. I'll show you guys right now. My head's in the way, apologize. But all I'm doing is zesting a little bit of this over the asparagus. This is going to give it a little bit more of a brighter flavor. Okay. It's going to go right back in. Lower heat a little bit. Back over here. So, oh, that's our garnish. Lemon, we're gonna do a couple lemon slices. Breakfast for dinner, stuffed French toast. Oh, okay. I like the, yeah, you know what? You ever had a Dutch baby? Amazing. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do something like that. Let's do a good breakfast. I love me a good breakfast, always. always and forever. Okay, we're gonna hop back over this. You'll see the skin's getting nice and crispy. That's what we want to see. Oh, oh, it's getting real crispy. Doesn't want to release. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring out the bad boy. Usually only reserved for burger flipping. Okay. That's good. That's doing its thing. I'm just using the rest of these breadcrumbs. That's done. I'm adding a little bit of lemon zest over the top, just a little bit over the top of the mac and cheese. Just the slightest bit. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more paprika over it too. Give it a little bit of color. Salmon flip. Let it do its thing. I love when the plates are still warm from the dishwasher. I'm just flipping the asparagus a bit. This is my favorite part, where things get, concentration starts to build, and now's the time to kind of like flip this, turn that, pull this out, garnish that, because it happens so quick. sweating. Look at the lobster mac and cheese. What do you think about that, Troy? Think about that lobster mac and cheese. We're not gonna need this knife anymore, so I'm just wash it, wipe it, put it away. Same here. Wash, wipe, put away. I love this little paring knife. I think that's what it's called, a paring knife. A paring knife. Guys, things are looking tasty. Sam just needs a few more minutes, and then it's done. Like, done. In the meantime, I think I deserve another tasty vermouth and soda. All right. Remember, we do the little twist. Okay. A little bit of vermouth, only about 2 ounces. It's plenty. Get some ice. Our favorite, the Topo Chico. Oh no. Veggies are sizzling. Veggies are done. I'm gonna take my salmon off. And yeah, it's got a nice look to it. 1 second, guys. I want you guys to see this all. I'm redoing my garnish. All right, my friends. Take a look at this. Doesn't this look just tasty? Lobster mac and cheese, some pan-seared salmon, asparagus. Oh, what am I thinking? I know this is already cheesy as it is, but we just do a little bit of parm on there. Just a tad bit. Awesome. I hope you guys had fun. Dankers, this meal would probably kill you. So much cheese in here. There's so much dairy. There's about 3 cups of whole milk and about 2, 3, 4 cups cheese total. But delicious. It's all about the lobster. Oh, I'm sorry. For whatever reason, Nightbot made us stop spamming emotes. But anyways, I want to eat this while it's hot, and I want to send some over to Melita as well. So thank you guys so much. Love you all. I appreciate you guys. I'm sweating. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Fun. I can't wait to do something new next week. But yeah, love you all. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good